All right, good evening, everybody. We're going to get started at 6 o'clock. We want to try, or actually 6:02. We want to try and get things going and get you guys out of here. First of all, I'd like to thank everybody for coming out to our coaches meeting on this evening, giving up time from your families and your other things that you come out here. For those that don't know, I'm Will Jones. I'm the executive director for Grand Valley Youth Football, and some of our staff's up here. We have Heather, we have Shane, we have Tone and Jason, and Jen's over there with the camera over there. So like I said, we do appreciate you guys coming out. We just want to come over and go over some few things before our season gets going here on Monday night. Couple things that I want to hit on, and then I'm going to let Tone take over because he's in charge of the coaches. So any issues you guys have this year with other things like that, I'll go towards Tone. And then we have a coaches committee that'll go to them. So hopefully the way it'll work is if you guys have an issue, you'll go to your coach guy, and then he'll go to Tone, and then it'll come to us. That way there's no direct, there's no direct frustration. You get things handled in a quicker manner. Biggest thing I want to hit on this year is, in years past, I know you guys know that we started out at $225 this year with our fees, and that was kind of a must-do situation. We didn't want to do that. We've been at $200 for a long time, and then we went to $275 for anything after July 15. A lot of that reason is everything has gone up. It's gone up so ridiculously much, it's crazy. I'll give you guys a prime example. We just forked out, I think, over $15,000 for practice fields. It's something that I'm fighting with. I'm going to talk to the district about and work things out. It doesn't help me that I'm on the school district, so I don't get special favors and things like that. I'm on the school board, so it doesn't help out. But as an organization, we just forked out $15,000 for 10 hours a week that we're on a field for. They charged us double for fields that, we use Oak Cliff, I think Mount Garfield, Grand Mesa, just separate fields, but it's just a ridiculous amount, and it's only going to go up next year. So all those things go up. We have to charge more if we don't get participation for like our fundraisers. So the biggest push for you guys is to push fundraisers for us. This year we're going to more of the Warrior card style, the Warrior card, the Palisade card, the football, the ones that high school ones. We're going to try this year. It's kind of a jump for us because we're going from an $8 bun cake, whatever donuts, or whatever we're doing, to a $25 card. But the big thing about that is you only have to sell 3 cards per kid. If we have, I think we figured it out so far, we have almost 800 kids in our league, with almost 600 for tackle and another 200 for flag. That's 800 kids. If every kid in our league sells at least 3 cards, the league gets anywhere from $30,000 to $35,000. And that's better than any fundraiser we've had over the years. But I think the most we made in a fundraiser, I think 11,000. So we were trying to figure out if it was the bun cakes or the donuts or whichever one it was. But still, that's a lot of money. We want to keep our fees at a minimum, so we want football to be affordable for everybody. We want to have to be like Denver and Salt Lake City and go to 300 to 350, because we've talked to leagues all around, and they're very high amounts. It's almost $350 to play in Utah. It's $300 to play in Denver. Colorado Springs is about the same. So we want to stay right in that area we're at. We want to stay in that $200 to $225 range. So we need everybody's help to do that. Helmets, we're going to have to go through. We went through a bunch of helmets. We just ordered some more, and next year we're going to have to order even more because a lot of them will be outdated and have to go. So, and those are $150 just for a medium, grade shuffle. The Russells are pretty expensive. Any helmet is expensive, as you know. Shoulder pads, same thing. We're trying to keep up to date, keep everything going. All the equipment's in great shape as of right now, but we always need more. So with everything going up, we want to make sure that we get the most participation we can with our fundraisers. I know they're a pain in the butt. I don't like doing them. I know you guys don't like doing them, but we have to do it and have to have them, or else it's going to be one of the situations where we're charging $275 to play football, and then we have on-team day and scholarships, which we don't have money for. So we've done the best we could with scholarships this year. We've done pretty good. We got quite a few kids, and a couple of businesses have donated and helped us out. But we want to make sure that we have football affordable in our valley, especially in some areas in town that really struggle. So if I can get you guys' help on that, and we need to put that out to your parents, the team moms will know about it, the team mom meeting, we're going to push it out to them. But we just need all your guys' help with that little preparation. So, and like I said, this year, it's only 3 cards. You're responsible for $75. I know the donuts in the spring, the candy bars, where each kid was responsible for $120. So $75, most of us will buy the 2 cards in a heartbeat because we don't want to deal with it. So the parents will buy them, the grandparents will buy them, but it's a big fundraiser for us. Let's get it out of the way and be done. And something else we're going to do later on in the fall is we're going to do another poker tournament, which was well for us in the winter for us. But we'll talk more about that later on. But that's one thing that I wanted to push is let's just have a great season. Our numbers are up, and I like that. I want to bring football back to where it needs to be. It's up in some places really good, and we're struggling in some other places. So we just need to figure out how to get football going in all parts of the valley. I mean, we can be competitive here in Clifton as well as they could be up in Fruita or the Redlands or even in the Grand Junction. So we just want to have a good season, a nice worry-free, stress-free season. You guys are volunteering, you're not getting paid, we're volunteering. We just want to make it so football is back and it's a nice Saturday afternoon. So that's what I have, and I'm going to pass it on to Tony from there.
All right, so like we'll said, I'm Tony Gutierrez, coach liaison of the league. Just try to make this short and easy for y'all to get the heck out of here. Like we'll hit on practice start August 4th. You can go up to 5 days a week to practice up until the first game. After the first game, which is the 30th, then you can only go to 4 practices a week. Okay? This year, unfortunately, with like he was talking about, with the fees rising for our fields, we are restricted on times for practices. Okay, so this year it's 5:30 to 7:30. That's all they're giving us. Okay, there's no leeway. There's no, 5:45 to 8 or anything like that. It's 5:30 to 7:30 end of practice. Okay. Yeah. Go ahead and say that.
Except for at West Middle School, we're still looking for alternative solutions, but Grand Junction High School's freshman team is practicing at West, so the time for West Middle School is 6 p.m. to 8 p.m.
Yeah, that's the only exception. There are a couple fields that will not be available, which is Orchard Mesa. The 14th is when we can start utilizing that, and Mount Garfield.
Mount Garfield is not available on Monday the 4th.
Okay. So those are the only 2 restrictions that I know of, like I said, besides West Middle School time restrictions. Flag teams. We're encouraged to utilize the elementary schools. Okay. Those ones are free of cost to us. So Orchard Mesa, that's kind of where we'd like you guys to be, out in Dos Rios, like we talked about. And so I know it sucks, believe me. We've practiced out there many times and whatnot. We'll try to look at other alternatives, but as of right now, that's kind of the way it's got to be, unfortunately. Okay. Like I said, first game is going to be August 30th. Playoffs start October 18th, and then the following weekend, the 25th, with the Super Bowl on November 1st. And once again, that'll be an all-day thing on Saturday. This year, we're looking at broadcasting the Super Bowls, and so that's something that Jason's been looking into, and I'll let him kind of hit on that.
So for the Super Bowl games on November 1st, Home Team Live is going to stream those for us. It'll be streamed live for families who aren't here and able to watch in person. There is a paywall to get their service. I'll have to check again. I think it's $19.99. It might be $15.99 this year. It's also on demand. So if you do subscribe to that, you'll be able to go back in after the Super Bowls are over and watch the game film. This is something that if it goes well, we could look at doing starting next year for all games. We'll get 4 cameras set up on each field and stream every single game, and that will be the same thing. I think it's $19.99 a month to subscribe to that going forward. When you register your kid, you get 1 free access pass to it. What's nice is, like, for the Super Bowls, we'll be able to sell ad space It'll play in between breaks in the game. Super simple 30-second commercials for local businesses to promote them, and that helps us raise more money for scholarships and things like that too. So we'll see where that goes. As far as flag, because we play 2 games on the field for flag, that makes it harder to use the streaming service. We've talked with them about that, and if we decide to do it next year, what we would do is have basically 1 field or 2 fields set up that would be the streaming games, and we would rotate all the flag teams through that and split it up so everyone gets an even amount of opportunities to be streamed. Basically. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, so I mean that's pretty cool, you know, that we're gonna try to do that this year. So it's kind of exciting, but and also kind of like Will talked about the fees going up. This year we're gonna probably end up charging at the Super Bowl for entry fee. We're looking to utilize that money because we offer a lot of scholarships to a lot of these, you know, youth athletes, and so that's something that we want to push more of, so we can give out more. We weren't able to give out that many this year, but with that money, we're trying to build it up so we can start utilizing some of that money for scholarships for the future.
And that idea was brought on by a lot of the parents that talked to us and said, why don't you guys charge some kind of fee at your Super Bowl? So we're not talking about an extravagant, we're talking about maybe $2 for kids and maybe $5 for adults or $4 for adults, and $2, just something to help generate a scholarship fund so we have that available for a lot of kids. I wish you guys knew how many scholarships we have that get requested and how many we've had to turn down as of late. But a lot of the businesses have stepped up and helped us out some, but those go quick. When people are wanting full scholarships, and we have, and I don't think we really gave out that many full scholarships, but a lot of them have scholarships to try and get things generated. But every little bit helps, and I thank you guys because we did 3 different things for 3 different games last year. We did a food drive, a blanket drive, and a toy drive, and all of it went well. We gave the blankets to the homeless place over there. The food went to Salvation Army. The toys went out for Toys for Tots, and so it was a big thing for us, and it was good that the community came together, and we were going to donate so many stuff out to our community. So I thank you guys for that, because that was it was a spur of the moment thing, and then we dropped it, and people just came over it. So.
All right. Next on the list, pet handouts. It's going to be the 9th, August 9th, at our building. We haven't set up times yet. We'll kind of go through our little lottery like we usually do, and then we'll post the times for each team slot. Coaches, highly encouraged, no. Recommended, no. Mandatory that you are there, okay? At least 2 or 3 members of your staff should be there to help us out, okay? A lot of kids come in and you know, there's only a few of us. Each of us have a duty, and you know, I personally can't fit 20 kids coming in the door. So if I can get you guys to come out and help fit those kids for us, okay, pads and all that stuff, get them out. I'll be the one. Me and Shane will kind of be the last 2 guys. Check out the equipment, make sure that fits correctly. Then we'll get them on their way. Like I said, we have a lot of athletes that we got to get through on that whole Saturday, okay? So if we can get you guys, like I said, just a couple, doesn't have to be the head coach, but if you get some of your assistants to make sure they're there from each team, then that'll help out great. I'm not saying any teams or anything like that, but there are times that we haven't had any coach show up whatsoever for a team or 2. So it doesn't help us.
So, and then with that, along with that, we want you guys to know that it doesn't matter what time you get in there, you'll get equipment, and it's all good equipment. Jason has done a marvelous job of keeping our inventory system and going through, and Shane and Stoney and myself, we've all gone through there. That trailer that we had has been filled up 3 or 4 times with bad stuff and gone. And we've done a great job of getting newer stuff in. So every team's gonna get newer equipment. So I don't want you to freak out if you get a 2 o'clock time, and then the sense is, oh my gosh, we're gonna get the crappy equipment. No, every helmet is just as good as a brand new And so we want you guys to know that we've done a good job of taking care of that stuff, and so there's not the leftover stuff from 6 years ago or 8 years ago there. So everything is just as good, so don't forget about the times if you end up later in the afternoon.
We make sure that nobody comes in and just grabs all the new stuff too.
Yeah. It's big. So after we had hand pads out, a lot of y'all should know, okay, helmets for the first 3 practices, okay? Then you can go on the shelves, next 2, and then full pads, okay? No exception. No shells on the second day, and then go into full pads on that Thursday, okay? 3 days of helmet, 2 days in shells, helmet, shoulder pads, and then full pads, okay? Fair enough for everybody to understand that. I do go out to practices, guys, okay? I know some of you see me, some of you don't, okay? I don't go out to practice to check up on y'all. I just go out to practice to see how things are going, okay? I interact with some of the parents, and I do see some of you coaches, I talk to y'all. You know, but I try to leave you guys alone. I leave you guys to do your thing, and I admire it, because, you know, right now, you know, I'm kind of taking a hiatus because my boy's playing football, so I haven't been coaching the last couple of years. It's a senior year this year, so probably next year I'll get back to coaching. So I'm your biggest advocate, I'm your biggest fan, okay? If you need anything, you can text me, call me, whatever. As far as equipment goes, you know, you got an athlete that's missing, you know, button for a chin strap, ear pad, anything like that, helmet issues, pad issues, you can text me, then hopefully I can get to the shop. I usually have that equipment with me. I'm usually always prepared, I have it in my truck. But if I don't have it, then hopefully I can go to the shop and pick it up and then run to your practice to help y'all out, okay? Yeah, go ahead.
So last year when we got equipment returned, we had like a ton of helmets where they're those black shut earpieces, they just fall apart all the time. We had a ton of those come back, and kids are taping them back on. Like, please pay attention to that. If the kid comes to you because they're missing an earpiece or it's falling apart, we have them. Just let us know. We have them out on the field during games. We can run at the office and get them. Please don't let kids go through the whole season with an ear pad that's falling apart or missing a chin strap or a buckle or anything like that.
It's, T-Mom meeting. So hopefully you guys can get your T-Mom established within the first couple of days. The T-Mom meeting is going to be August 6th at our building by the airport at 6 p.m. Heather will be the one leading it. So like I said, you guys already have T-Moms. Please let them know. If you don't,
Please find one.
please, yeah.
Because each team needs one. They're essential to your team.
We're talking about fundraisers. Coaching equipment. I know Will was working hard last couple of days in addition to getting the equipment back set up. So when gonna pick them up?
We have 8U tackle, 10U tackle, and 12U tackle. We have the tackle dummies. We got 8 or 9 new ones. I don't know off the top of my head. And then we got 11 blocking shields. So blocking shields and tackle dummies are here. 8U tackle, 10U tackle, 12U tackle are here. We'll get those 2 after this. When we get 14U and flag.
14U flag I'll have done, they can come up on Saturday. Just call me, and I'll go to the shop on Saturday for a couple hours and get them done. I'll finish them up on Friday.
Yeah, so definitely check them out. Make sure that you're not missing anything. If you need anything else, let us know. There are a few things that we know that we need to put in those bags, and it's like Will said, we'll get them situated before Saturday, before the 14th. Officials. Once again, we're going to have you know, some of the high school athletes ref, okay? I know some of us aren't big fans, okay? But last year I thought that it went pretty well with them on the field. We really didn't have too many issues come to us. I know, you know, there's some things that I see personally that some of those kids missed. But just remember, you know, they're still in a learning process also. If you do have a big issue with any of those kids on the field, you know, come talk to us. Will is going to be the head of the officials this year, so let him know. We are working with CMU also, right? And so we'll be utilizing some of their student athletes that are either injured or don't make the travel list. So they'll kind of be out there also when available. Okay. You want to talk about the science survey?
So we were approached, received an email from an opportunity to be part of a violence in football survey, essentially. If any of you guys are interested in participating, what they're looking at is sexual assault, coaches and players. Everyone in here should have or is working on the USA football training, and that is one of the courses, right? Is not only protecting the kids and making sure that they're not at risk, but protecting yourself, not being one-on-one with kids, all of that. So they're trying to do research to get information directly from coaches of youth athletes. The way that it works is they'll send you up to 4 surveys during the season, possibly video training too, if you want to participate. They will send you an Amazon gift card for if you complete all 4 surveys. And for every coach who completes all 4 surveys, the league gets a little bit of money back too. Not a lot. It's just an opportunity to be part of this research and improve youth sports for kids on a national level, to be a part of that research. So if you're interested in taking the surveys, if you want to participate, just come up after this, let me know, or email the league, gbYF2019@gmail.com. And we'll only share your information if you say that you want to be a part of it.
All right. No. Yeah, I forgot about that. Want to hit on that?
Yeah, so last year we changed from 20-minute quarters that had been the rule, talking about tackle, 20-minute quarters that had been the rule since it's get time, because there was a big loss of time there. But it helped the officials, they got a break between games. It got kids on and off the field a little bit quicker. There is worry about risk injury at the end of those long games. So we're sticking with the 15-minute quarters. However, there has always been opportunities to bleed clock with timeouts. There's controversies at every level of football with faking injuries. So recognizing that we shorten the games and to try to limit those clock issues as much as possible, starting this year, the clock will stop for timeouts. It's going to be very important when we take timeouts that the officials are paying attention to how long those timeouts are, so you get it on and off the field and we don't slow down games too much. But the clock is going to stop at every point of the game for timeouts, and for injuries, the clock will stop. So that puts us on the other side of the faking injury controversy. Now the team being down could fake injuries. Just be ethical, have good integrity with the clock, teach your kids the right way to play the game. But we think this will eliminate some of the issues we had at the end of last season, and be a good balance between the longer games and controlling the clock a little bit. So, clock stops for timeouts and injuries.
Any questions on that? No? Let's see. So it's come to our attention that some coaches out there using other forms of, I guess, social media to, I guess, communicate with their players, i.e. Snapchat. Okay. No, that's a big no. Okay. We have Crossbar. That's what we need to utilize from here on out. If you're gonna message your team, any players, parents, all that stuff, everybody should have it. So please utilize Crossbar. Okay, no Snapchat, no Facebook, none of that stuff, Instagram, X, or whatever it's called now. You know, so, I mean, I guess text messages are fine, you know, but yeah, please just do not use Snapchat, okay? That's, it'll lead us into a lot of trouble, okay, just to leave alone, okay? Paperwork. There's still some coaches that are out there that haven't turned in all their paperwork, background check or anything like that, the USA football stuff. Please, please, please get that in. Okay, if you're a head coach and you know that you have any of your assistants that haven't completed it, get on them. Okay, you have until the weekend. I will be out at practices if I have a list. Okay, and I will be out at practices for those teams that the coaches that don't have them in by Monday. Okay, so please, please, please get them in. If you don't have it in, you can't be on the field coaching. Okay, everything needs to be completed. That means until then, you know, and even if you're the head coach, which should be any of you guys out there. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. So I don't want to be that jerk, okay, to kind of kick the coach off the field, but it's necessary. Okay, we have to put our foot down on that stuff and be protective of the kids and whatnot. Okay. Are there any other questions, comments, complaints, concerns? Yes.
In the past, if the kids have their own equipment, you still want them going in on that Saturday, get it all checked out?
Yes, yes. Please have them come in so this way we can verify that it all fits, and then we can verify in our system that they have their own equipment.
And then we have all their paperwork.
Yeah.
And with that being said, visors is the big thing.
Oh, yeah.
Visors. If they have a tinted visor, they have to have a note from the doctor that says this child has to wear this tinted visor for whatever reason.
There's no in between, if you can see their eyes.
It has to be, if it's tinted, we just need to know that. That's good. And then
They
Tony
also
said,
have to be quick.
yeah, they have to just be able to snap right off. Is there a date for makeup? And if they can't make makeup, what's the game plan for the two players?
August 16th. So equipment checkout's August 9th. If they don't make that, we'll be back there on August 16th.
If they can't make the 16th, then
The coach has to contact
Okay,
us.
I'll just-
Then we'll have to go for
Usually
that. We
we
really
can.
need to be there on the 16th.
Yeah, because they're pushing it. Yes.
You got certain color pants that you've got to wear for games?
No, it's totally up to the coaches. Whatever your coaches decide, your colors, you know, yeah.
If you're gonna do anything other than white or black that requires you to order it, get it in quick. Whether you go through First String or Epic Sports, wherever you're ordering it from, that stuff just takes time.
So the 5:30, 7:30 is the mandatory practice times for all teams.
Yes. Flag.
Flag is an hour and a half. And I think it's 3 days.
I think it's 2 days.
2 days.
Yeah. So flag coaches, you have 2 practices, an hour and a half each day. Basically within the same time frame, 5:30.
Tackle?
No, that's just flag.
I know. And tackle?
So tackle 4 days after first game, 5 days before.
now in those 4 days though, is there a restriction on it? They can hit all 4 days, or can they hit 3 days, take 1 day off?
Oh, yeah,
How does
restrictions. I mean,
1 day.
1 day has to be just helmet.
No, it's all.
Yeah,
But for AP, it was different. After first game, it's 3 days.
yeah, yeah. So,
So it's then taken.
Tackle.
Yep, yep,
yeah,
yep.
8 is only an hour and a half.
So going back to kids miss the 9th for equipment checkout, if they go to the 16th, they are still under the 3 days in helmets,
Yep.
2 days in shells, so they're gonna miss an entire week of contact if they're not there for the 9th, so. Stress to them that if they can all get there at the 9th, then they'll be able to practice fully with the team, or they're gonna lose a week.
And they have to have you have to have 3 practices in pads before you have the scrimmage, inter-squad scrimmage. You have to have 4 full practices before you can play in a game. So any of those kids that miss on the 9th cannot miss another practice, so they won't make it.
Yeah, and also if you're gonna hold a scrimmage, please let me know. Okay. There was a few scrimmages last year that or any of the board members didn't know about, and kind of last minute was told, and a few things happened. Okay. So make sure that you let I or one of the other board members know that you're gonna hold a scrimmage and where at. Okay.
But you do have to consider one of those a practice. Right?
It is.
Yes, it is a practice. Yes.
And that would be good, it'd be good for us to know, just because one, I can get some officials there. And then we can get some of those kids that practice to know, and that way you guys know what they're gonna be calling, and there's be conversation left and right. So I think it'd be good, just not for us to control your practice or your scrimmage, but just to get those kids that experience to be out there besides just that hour or 2 on Saturday. That's all I have. Anybody else have any questions? Yes, sir.
For 14, is there like a play limit, like NPR?
So mandatory playing time, it's something that, it's something that I want you guys to have that conversation with your parents when you guys have your team meetings. We don't dictate it, because you don't know how many phone calls we get after week 1 or week 2. We paid $275 and my kid hasn't played it down. What's going on? What are you gonna do about it? Well, for us, we're not controlling what you guys do. So I don't know what conversation you guys have had. So we ask that you guys have that conversation with your parents, and you let them know that, because sometimes when I'm a freshman coach here, and I tell all my parents, playing time could be kickoff return, offense, defense, they'll get in somewhere. But just because you don't see them in offensive plays, you can see them on special teams. So those conversations you gotta have with those parents ahead of time. So please have those discussions, because the league is not gonna tell you guys what to do. But it's a touchy subject when they call us, and just let us have it when we don't know what you guys are going on. So we're not going to tell you we play and what time to play it, how long to play it. We hope that in the AU, everybody gets playing time, everybody gets what they need to do, but as they go to 10, 12, and 14, that's on you coaches.
And make sure AU that you're reviewing the rules, because they're different for any AU coaches.
Question with AU. So you're gonna go to 3 practices after the first game, correct?
Yes.
So can you go pads all 3 days, or is it two pads and 1 without?
2 pads, 1 without.
Okay, so you have to have 1
Yeah.
practice
At least
without.
one.
Yeah,
Just
always
tell them.
thank you for asking.
Thank you.
Good question, Brian. Anybody else? Yes, sir.
Flag equipment pickup, is that this Saturday?
Yeah, you can pretty much this Saturday.
Anytime or?
Yeah, I'll probably do it. I'll put it out there on Facebook. Because I'm not waiting all day. No offense. But yeah,
Let me know.
it'll be a couple hours, and I'll be at the shop a couple hours, and then I'll be out there. So I'll probably do like 10 to 12, or 12 to 2. I'm sorry, 12 to 2. Yes, sir.
What's the address of the shop?
806 North Crest Drive, number 2.
You all send that out as email?
Yep.
It's on our website too.
Okay.
I'll send out an email as well as Facebook post that lets you know the time.
Anybody else?
Touch push. You good?
It's not against the rules.
Just want to make sure, it was controversy last year.
It was.
You
Yep.
You can push, but can't pull.
Controversy, maybe. As long as it's out there.
Anybody else? Yes, sir.
Confirm the date of flag equipment pickup this Saturday or next?
This Saturday. This Saturday.
One thing I do want to stress real quick, talking to the officials, okay? Only the head coach talks to the Whitecap, okay? You don't need 2 or 3 assistants yelling at the refs, okay? Hey, what's going on, what's going on, what's going on? Only the head coach okay, is to talk to the official, period, okay? That was an issue we had last year also, and got a few coaches tossed. And I don't want to see any of you guys tossed, okay?
If it's the white cap that have an issue with, please see me after the game. Walk over, right and talk to me. We'll take care of it. I'll address it. I may not do it right there in front of you, but I will address that situation with that official that day, and then we'll talk about it later on. But it will be addressed.
Now, if you're asking a simple question like, hey, how many timeouts do we have, you know, something like that, or, you know, whoever's the line judge on your sideline, just have a quick question about, you know, a call, you know, that's within the rules. But when it comes to controversy stuff, you know, only the head coach talking to the white cap, okay? Just alleviates a lot of BS that we got to deal with. Because, you know, sometimes parents see that stuff, you know, the assistant coach comes out and then, hey, Mr. Trippett, who's the boss? And we don't need that stuff.
The parents are going to follow your guys' lead on that. If you guys are irate getting after the officials, your whole sideline is going to start too. Everyone in this room is going to be really unhappy with the call at some point this season. And probably all of us rightfully so at some point. They're going to miss calls. Let them know that you disagree in a respectful way. And then as coaches, we got to move on. The same way as a player has to move on after a bad play, we have to move on after a bad call. Because if we just harp on it, then it builds and builds and builds. In 10 years, I've never seen a coach writing an official or yelling or arguing and that end up going well for them. Not once has it improved the situation. So keep your cool, be a leader on the sideline for your kids and your parents, and it'll make a huge difference in your interaction with the officials.
And if you do have, you know, an issue with the referee, send your team mom or, you know, assistant to, you know, come find one of us in the middle of the fields, you know, so we can come to your field and address it. Usually one of us, I know I'm always kind of roaming the fields back and forth as much as possible, but, you know, if anybody's available, there should be somebody available at the tents at all times, but just come get one of us so we can go take a look at it, and then we all carry walkies so we can communicate with each other. And if, you know, I need Will or somebody to come to the field to assist me with, you know, a referee or what's going on, then we can kind of monitor it.
Well, and it's a few things we incorporated last year, I think worked really well, and actually the officials told us, is as board members, we're going to be on all the fields, placed somewhere. Whether we're in the end zone or on the sideline somewhere, we'll be somewhere around there, so you guys will be able to find us pretty easy.
So you record all the games. I had an issue last year where my kid got suspended for fighting back against another kid that swung on him.
They both got suspended.
They both ended up getting suspended eventually, but did you videotape the games?
I record all the games for my team. Yeah.
We don't have it for all of them.
So we don't have it for every. I have one. I think the 14U Cowboys have one. There's a couple of teams that have it. If it goes well with the Super Bowl and everyone's happy with the product and the quality of it, it is something that we'll look at doing next year.
Especially for like those type of calls.
Especially for that. It's nice to have. It's nice to be able to go back to officials and say, hey, this is an issue that keeps coming up, and we actually have film to show them, quality film, because, you know, to be honest, when you guys send in clips from parents, it degrades so fast by the time you send it to us that we spend a week and a half trying to get a quality version of it.
And all of us do look at it.
We do.
Yeah, we review it. It's really hard. If we have a higher quality video from the start, it makes a big difference in us being able to go through it with the officials and make it right. And you're absolutely right. The officials didn't see one of the punches, and then on camera it was clear as day.
Yeah.
The officials, I'm trying to find companies, which reminds me, if anybody knows any companies, I'm trying to find companies that help us like sponsor and put enough money in the pool for just the officials, because I can get better checks officials. But I have to pay, we have to pay them, we have to entice them to leave the freshman games and everything to come officiate for us. A lot of officials won't officiate for us because they've had so many issues in the past. And as they come out and officiate more and more, they're starting to see we're putting a better and better product on the field, so they're trying it out. So if I can figure out how to pay them more than we pay them now, then we'll probably get, you know, the Rubens or the upper guys that are up there.
What's that sponsorship look like?
It depends. If I can get, I mean, we spent, I think it was $12,000 to $15,000 on officials last year. So I'm just trying to get that in a separate pool to where it's there.
Because now we have a separate account for our scholarships. We like to have a separate account for that type of thing. We have a sponsorship piece up on our website if you're ever curious of what, you know, that entails. But if you want that to go to officials, then you would let us know.
So yeah, I talked to a couple different businesses that said, hey, I'll pay for officials. Well, we got to step up, and now's the time to do it. And I talked it over with some of the head officials, and if we can entice these other guys, we can get some of the higher qualified CHSAA officials out here.
For 14U, can we chop? Can we
Chop
chop?
block. You cut block. You can't chop block everything. You can cut block, but you can't chop block everything.
And it has to be immediate. It has to be
It's
right off the
goes on the
snap.
line. It's got to be contact as soon as you go. It's got to be boom, boom.
Yes.
Can't go right unless ready.
Right.
Yes.
Jeff, something good?
And one thing I wanted to point out, having been the head of officials, when you have an issue that you want to discuss with the head official, you need to understand they're not going to stop the game because you want to talk to them unless you call a timeout. And then it's at their discretion whether they give you that timeout back. But you have to call a timeout if you want to immediately talk to them. Otherwise, they will come and talk to you at a normal stoppage in the game. So you have to understand that they're not just going to, because you've got an issue, they're going to stop everything and come and talk to you. So if you want to talk to them right away, call a timeout. Otherwise, wait till there's a stoppage and they'll come back and talk to you.
What are you guys calling, how are you calling moving the ship?
If you're holding, it's a penalty. Kidding, Tony.
So what do you mean, how are you calling? I mean,
Hands inside, shoulder pads.
well, it's always hands inside, but if your hands, once your hands get extended, then that's a hold. But if you keep your hand, I mean, we all know there's holding on every single play. But if it's blatant and your hands are extended out and your guy's running and your jersey's being tucked, that's gonna get called.
And each official is going to be different. I mean, what they see and what they call is going to be different from.
But those are also things we're gonna talk about in our we're having little committee meetings and officials meetings and all that stuff. So I'm hoping to have at least 2 or 3 more trainings before the season starts. So I'm gonna get a hold of all the officials. We're gonna go down to the building. We're gonna go down to some of you guys' scrimmages. We're gonna go down to the field, just go over everything possible from start. Even the CHSAA guys are active. So the CHSAA guys can help the high school guys, and I'll stay with, and like I said, we talk to the college guys, and if they can be there, they'll be there. But if not, I understand. But we did make that attempt. I talked to Coach Barr at length, and so if we can get some of his players that aren't on the travel list out there, that'll be big too. So if you guys have parents that want to officiate, bring them out.
If you want to
If you want to
officiate,
officiate, yeah.
sign up. I highly recommend that you guys all try to officiate games when you can.
In a different division.
Yeah, we'll put you on another division, other schools.
No, and you can't.
We'll put you in a different division with teams from a different area.
Your side of the battle, like your charter coaching.
Can't be out there with a flag, throwing flags on the team.
Your assistant came up to your line judge.
Yeah.
And we don't have challenges, so no red flags.
All right, anything else? All right, guys, like I said, thank you once again. If you guys have any questions, feel free to hit us up. But you guys get out of here, have a good night.
Have a great season.
What's that?
Yeah.